All right, here we go. Podcast week 12. August 12th, right? Week 12, August 12th.
Yep.
We have our first official guest on the podcast, Joe, here with us.
As we head into the last quarter of the season here.
Joe,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I'm honored. I'm excited.
This is our first guest.
And a little nervous.
We should probably introduce that Joe and I actually share a last name.
Okay.
Not married, we're siblings.
But we are siblings.
Yeah. Which is really weird about it.
Specific.
Yeah,
started off weird.
We're starting off very strange, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you clarify that.
Yes, not married. We are definitely siblings.
How did you meet? We're siblings.
We are siblings. I was gonna make a joke about like sharing a last name and like, but we are related. You know how people always say like same last name but like no relation? Well, in this case, related.
We're related. And then you just killed the joke.
You botched that pretty bad.
We did, but moving on. I'm happy to be here.
Well,
yes.
You're like our guinea pig guest here, so I mean we're happy to have you on. But
yeah, let me know.
We've never had a guest before, so we don't know how to deal with company.
Yeah, it'll be good. We'll be good. And then we got our first sponsor, which is pretty cool. 5-Star Doors. Shout out to 5-Star Doors.
5-Star Doors, Michigan's finest garage installation. Garage
door and opener repair business. Southeast Michigan. Hit them up. That'll be in the pod. So appreciate those guys.
If you live in Southeast Michigan and you need a door installed, a garage door specifically, just hit them up.
All right, very cool. So let's go right into it. So we were talking before a little kind of an intro. What do I want to call this? Like a warm up for Joe to kind of, warm up topic here. So we're talking about, I don't know, Phil, you were kind of talking about it with her a little bit before on like, what was it? The best way to watch games or like your favorite way to watch games? I guess we can kind of put it as that. Do you want to kind of take that?
Yeah, well, we were talking about that today as well. Like Merck and I were talking about this today as well, that like football season's so expensive for guys because we have like fantasy leagues.
Hey! Oh, Ben, the woman here, Jesus.
It's not for me. Well, this is what I don't understand about it, why it's so expensive.
I'm trying to explain. So we have like fantasy leagues. You have like sometimes like a survivor pool. You have your wagers, like your gambling debts. Well, hopefully they don't end up being debts.
Jesus.
Hopefully they end up being profit.
Yeah, right.
You have like Red Zone that you have to pay for. You have like DirecTV. It's just so expensive. It's like, especially like living in New York, if I want to watch the Eagles and I want Red Zone, I have to pay separately for Red Zone. I have to pay separately for DirecTV. Then it's like fantasy buy-ins. It's a lot. What is going on? What is that noise in the background? Is there like a hairdryer going?
It's my air.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, you guys both have like...
The Leonard siblings have the loudest air conditionings apparently in New York City.
Yeah, fucking like airplanes. Like...
That's my air.
I thought it was like gas leaking into some apartment. It was like...
Moving on. This is why I watch games at a bar. I don't even pay for cable, so we can start there.
Yes, I can't watch a game at a bar though because... If it's like the Eagles, you want to be able to like focus. I feel like at a bar, there's so much commotion and people like in your way and it's so loud. You can't like relax and focus. But I think the difference is that like you don't really care about that. Where you're just like, I want to watch, like I want to like drink and eat, which we do too. But like the game isn't the focus. It's more like a social thing. It's more like a social thing.
Well, Phil and I were talking about it because I was saying I have like one friend who's a Giants fan and I'm obviously an Eagles fan. So her and I go and we actually want to watch.
Yeah.
All our friends go because they're like, oh, we're going to hang out with guys. We're going to meet people. But I was saying to Phil, like, guys don't go to a bar on a football Sunday to meet girls either. That's where we...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like you guys are so focused on the game.
Yeah.
And like, I think like, maybe one friend who cares about the game and we actually watch, but then everyone else is like not there for that.
I think if I was going to meet a girl at like on a football Sunday at a bar, I'd rather her be there because she wants to watch a game. I think if she was there, like, oh, I want to meet Guy, I'd be like, no. Like, if she was there naturally, like, oh, I'm really big, and I'd be like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I don't think it's a good environment to. I don't know. I don't like watching at bars. I get the appeal of it for some people, but I don't mind it.
Like, if you're not watching every game, I feel like it's worth it.
No, see, I think if it's not the Eagles, then I have no problem with it. But I think if it's a game that I'm invested in, it's a pain. You can't hear the TV, and there's like maybe only be on one channel. I've gone to Eagles bars here in the city. They're great, but they're also like mobbed. You have to pay a cover.
Fair.
I don't know. I'd much rather just be watching in the confines of my own home for
Confines. Alone in the confines.
alone. That's fine. That's
So you want
fine.
to be completely antisocial.
Yeah, on football
Yeah.
Sunday, I want to be completely antisocial. Leave me be, okay? Everyone, leave me be. If you want to come over and watch it, you're welcome. But other than that, yeah, I do. I want to be antisocial. I don't want to like have to like.
Okay.
I want to focus on the game.
Well,
I agree.
I think that first of all, you got to separate going to the game, the bar, for the game and guys. Like you can't like have going to meet guys like be a separate time. Like first of all, you're being really selfish when you say that.
What?
Why is that selfish?
Because you go to watch the game and hang
What
out.
is that?
You go
But
to
I
watch.
What?
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
I think I genuinely watch the game. I mean, I grew up with Phil, so I like want to watch the game. I'm invested. I'm a fan.
Yes,
It's
that's what I'm saying. So
multitasking.
it's got to be game. Game is priority number one. Although I would say, if you're into the game and then like the Eagles are playing and you find a guy that like you guys are into each other, that's probably like the guy you're gonna marry because
Exactly.
he's like
It's that easy. There you
you're
go.
like
Yeah. No, it's that easy. If like I was like at a
Yeah.
and some girl was like, "Woo, fly, Eagles, fly," I'd be like, "Oh shit!" All
yeah.
right.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
like okay, cool. You're like into it. But like if he was like, I just want to meet guys and like I really like baseball, like scoring goals, I'd be like, all right, fuck, I don't know.
Sounds like a typical kind of fair weather Eagles fan here. Like runs in the family. Like Phil wanted to fire Doug Peterson last year after like 4 games. They just won a World Series. Joe's just going to the bar to really
I
meet
didn't know the Eagles won the
really
World
care about the
That's
game.
not true.
I'm pretty sure the Eagles won the Super Bowl, not the World Series, but
I'm the one when Phil's like, fuck the Eagles. I'm like, let's just be patient. He stopped watching the Super Bowl like 5 minutes before it was over.
no,
He
I
was
didn't
like,
stop
"Fuck
watching.
Oh my God! Here we go!
this."
Here we
I
go!
was
didn't stop
I'm
watching.
done.
I did not stop
I'm
watching.
Like, all right.
I did not stop watching. I did not. That's
He's
not,
like screaming from the kitchen. I'm not watching. I was still watching.
well, that was last year. That was a game last year. That was not the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was
He's like,
cheering
called
on
me
the.
on. This is the truth.
This
Oh
was
my
last
God.
year against.
I'm committed because I don't know any other team, so I am committed to the Eagles. I just don't know anything about any other team. I know Brady. That helps.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. So I feel like though it is cool to go to a bar. Like I know what you're saying, Phil, about having like you like a nice TV. You're like right in front of it. You have like the sound, but it is fun to go to a bar that's like your team's bar. Like watching it because it's a little more. You get it's almost like you're in like a stadium type environment because everyone else is also super into it.
Yeah, I know. I had a bad experience with that the last time, where like I went to an Eagles bar and it was so packed, and there was like a $30 cover. It just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
That's crazy to have that much of a cover to get in.
Yeah,
I just
that's
remember going to like 13th
Well,
step and like.
Well, it
Oh my
included
God.
it included 2 drinks, but like you had to fight your way to the bar, and like you were standing shoulder. It just wasn't fun. Like I'm
Yeah,
fine
you see
going.
some, like fat girls like leaning on you. You were like, ugh, get off.
Yeah. She was like so pissed.
He
I'm like,
didn't
what do you want me
marry
to do?
Yeah.
She was like, can you move? I'm like, ma'am, like I don't know why I got really polite there and called her ma'am, but like
Yeah,
I
man.
was like, we're like right on top of each other. There's nothing I can do.
Well, and
yeah, I don't
also
know.
the other thing about the bar too is that shit gets pricey. You start ordering like pitchers and like drinks, and then
Yeah.
especially if you're there for the red zone day, like I remember going to the bar from like 1 to like 6, and you're there for like 5 hours, 6 hours. You're like, okay, just racked up an enormous bill.
But that's another thing, not to like get away from the bar, but that's another thing I think that people who don't like football don't understand. Like I used to have a roommate, and what you would hear, so Red Zone's host is Scott Hansen, and he says like 7 hours of commercial-free football, and she would hear that on Sundays and be like, Jesus Christ, this is so fucking. She threw like this huge fit. It's like I didn't even try. She's like, I don't know how you sit there for like 6 hours and just watch football. I'm like, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just you either like it or you don't. You're not going to make somebody like that,
But Red Zone I find exciting because it's all the highlights. So as someone who's not into football, I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah, though, isn't it funny when Grandma watches it and she thinks somebody's changed the channel?
Yeah.
She's
Like,
thinks,
why are the Eagles on?
yeah, she's like, who keeps changing the channel? She thinks that we're just sitting there like changing the game.
They do not understand.
Yeah, I feel like Red Zone's just like either you love it or you hate it. People, I don't think anybody just like tolerates it. It's like, it's okay.
Anybody that hates it.
Oh, I know people who are like Red Zone's the worst. Like
really?
They're like, say it's like ADD for football, and like you can't focus on one game. They're like, you don't get to see the game play out. It's like, all right, I don't really care about seeing like 4th and 12 and seeing them punt. You know, I'm good when it's like Browns Jets in like week 2. I think the good thing about
that's an AFC Championship matchup here. The way everyone's talking.
Yeah,
Browns.
Right, Browns. Yeah, Baker Mayfield MVP.
Yeah. I can see a Red Zone like devalues. I don't know if that's the right word. Like the game, like because you got to be patient and watch like a whole game, and then when it gets slow, like you're like, oh, this is fucking boring as hell. Like let's move on. Like let's get some action. But that's what like Sunday night's for. It's always like a good matchup.
And the alternative was like, you remember before Red Zone, it would be like, oh, the only game on is Bills Jets on Fox, and like Chargers like whatever on or like Bills Jets on CBS, and like Giants Dolphins on Fox.
CBS.
Like, shit.
Yes.
Now I gotta like sit there and watch this game. Where now like you get like the highlights from all the games. I think it's definitely better. Like you would not sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch Dolphins Jets for 3 hours, the whole game. You're like, it's boring as hell. And you'd have to like wait for updates to get like fantasy updates. You'd be like, oh shit, here comes James Brown. He's gonna give like an update, and it'd be like one update like every 45 minutes. It'd be like TJ
How would a musician give you updates? like paints his hair on. It's like perfect.
Yeah. No, that's what Red Zone's great about, and especially with the rise of fantasy, it makes it even better.
All right. We got to spin off topic here. So,
okay.
Joe, have you seen? You know that there's 2 versions of Red Zone, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
oh no.
2 versions of Red Zone. So one is Scott Hansen, who interviews pedophiles, and is like, "Here, come here, have a seat." And then Andrew Siciliano, hey,
Italian guy with like giant ears.
I know the one at home. So
that's Scott Hansen.
That's Scott Hansen. He does the NFL Network has a version, and then DirecTV has
that's the one
version.
I know. Okay.
Yeah, DirecTV. Nah, he's like such a nerd. He's like such a fucking nerd. Like he has he doesn't like.
He sets the mood. He sets the tone. He's intense.
I appreciate
and he tries to fool you too. Like sometimes he'll be like, "We're going live to Packers Vikings. You will not believe what just happened." You're like, "Oh shit! It's 4th and 12. They would never cut to a game when a guy's about to punt, and you're like, he must return this for a touchdown." And then he like fools you. It's just like a normal like fair catch. You're like, "Oh fucking Hansen, he got me."
I can see you on your couch. You're like, "Oh Scott, you're so good."
Yeah, damn it, he got me again. No. But when he cuts to that, and you know it's not usually a play they cut to, you're like excited. You're like, "Oh shit!" Like it's a kickoff. They're never gonna show a kickoff. Why is he showing it? And then of course they return it for a touchdown. You're like, "Oh man!" But he sets it really well. He's like, "We're going live right now. You won't believe what happened." He's got octoboxes going. He's showing 8 games at once.
Man,
he makes jokes.
I think you need to work at Red Zone.
Me?
Yeah.
That's the first job ever.
He's PR at Red Zone.
You're pretty intense about it.
Yeah.
No, I'm intense about Hansen over Siciliano.
He's so like just nerdy about it. Like Siciliano, like makes jokes. Like if there's like when there's always those moments when there's nothing really happening. And you're like, oh, well, we got to see this like field goal because all the games are on commercials. Siciliano will be like, well, this blows. Sorry, we don't have anything good to show you. Instead, Siciliano will be like, oh, here comes the punt. Oh! And he gets like super into it. And you're like, okay, dude, like calm down. You don't need to freak out.
No, I like that. That's great.
Yeah,
I don't want to
sit
there being like
football. Like I'm into it. Like if I'm gonna watch, I want that.
Hansen,
you don't know anything. You're like, this is awesome, even though it's not.
First octobox of the season. You're like, oh!
Yeah, but that's like if you're sitting watching an Eagles game, it's like an intense game and they punt, you're like, okay, like the fuck. You're not like shit. Like here we go. It's like that's like what normal people do.
Yeah, he does he tries to keep the pace up like the entire time. And the hardest part are like the 4 p.m. games. Usually the 4 p.m. games. There's not a lot of games. Yeah. And the matchups kind of suck. So most people I think feel like turn off Red Zone for the late games. So Hansen is like on point for those late, especially when there's like only 2 games at 4:00, and he's just going back and forth. It's just he just tries to keep like a certain level of excitement going from like one. He's got to do it for 7 hours. So no bathroom breaks.
Oh yeah, Jesus, no bathroom breaks. Well, you guys got to check out Siciliano because
I've seen him. I don't like it. I don't like it. We're Hansen. We're a Hansen family. Okay. No, I mean Siciliano's okay, but. I don't know. I'm just used to Hansen. Like that's when I first started watching Red Zone. So I don't know.
He's kind of related to the guy that did the pedophile show, right?
Chris Hansen, Take a Seat.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah, of course.
And they would always come in.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So like Chris Hansen ran this show on Dateline where they would catch pedophiles. Chris Hansen would go on like he'd be like, I'm gonna make Little Boy Lover my handle, and then he would like chat with pedophiles.
To catch a predator.
To catch a predator, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Isn't
that like the Dane Cook skit where he's like, you could be a pedophile right now?
Yeah. But they always came over with the worst covers. Like they would walk into the house with like pizza, balloons, and condoms, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm just here for like an open house." I don't. And they're like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" They would like walk. He'd be like going there to like meet some kid, and like he'd have like balloons, like all this food, and like Hanson would come out of nowhere. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm just." Their excuses were like the best because they had to like come up with an excuse on the spot for why they were just walking into some house where this kid was home alone.
So
and they would just be like, "Oh, I heard there was like a poker game at like this address," and Hanson would be like, "Nah, you definitely didn't. There's no poker game."
They'd be like, "No, we saw that you drove like 2.5 hours to get here."
yeah, they always drove super far too. They would always drive like, super far, and then Hanson would always break out the like text that he had with the kid. He'd be like, "I was just saying hi." And they'd be like, "Okay, let's read these messages that you sent this like kid that you thought was 14." It was so fucked up.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, any last comments on defending the bar viewing?
No, I think as a girl, I defend it because I can get my friends who aren't into football to come watch with me.
Yeah, so
I get why a guy wouldn't watch it.
Are you
or
pretty?
If it's like an intense Eagles game, I want to watch at home because then I like the commentary.
I was going to say, are you pretty intense into the Eagles?
I think I am. I don't know if Phil would agree.
No, you are. You watch.
I wouldn't claim to know anything else.
Yeah, she watches.
Like, I watch all the Eagles games at least.
Yeah, you're usually at like a bar, like watching the game or something.
But I'm always watching.
Yeah.
That counts.
Who's the starting quarterback?
When?
Oh.
Bulls last year? Am I wrong?
Oh! Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
Who's the starting?
I know our quarterback this year got hurt, right?
Backup quarterback.
Backup.
Yeah, Wentz got hurt again. He's gonna get hurt again. He should have.
And then what was the other guy who broke his wrist?
Huh?
I don't remember his name. But didn't we have someone else who broke his wrist?
Yeah.
Sudfeld.
Yeah. See? Do you know any of the receivers on the Eagles?
Oh, give me a hint.
Oh!
Are they all there?
How about we just like put her on the spot, like
Yeah.
I knew Chris Long last year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't know.
Yeah, Chris Long.
I knew one.
Chris Long is hilarious. He's like retired, but he's like posting on Instagram him working out so hard. He's like, "Yeah, what are you other fucking retired guys doing?" It's like, okay, well, like he's just like still like doing the workouts.
What else pieces in that one?
Who is that?
Come back to me.
Peason?
No, Casey.
Casey Musgraves.
Casey Musgraves.
I don't even know who that. Oh, the singer. Get back to me.
Kessler, not Casey. Casey Neistat.
Who's the one from
Who are you guys talking about? I don't even know who that is.
He's like a big YouTuber. I don't know who Casey is. Casey at the bat. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville 9 that day.
What the fuck are you
talking? We just took a turn.
You never heard Casey at the bat? Poem?
No. Chloe watches too much YouTube.
That's not a YouTube. That's like a poem from like 1912. It's like about an old baseball thing.
I want you to be like 12 years old, watch YouTube all the time.
Yeah, no.
You've never heard Casey at the bat? What the hell?
No. Okay.
Really? Never heard that?
What about Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah, he plays for the Eagles. There she goes. She got a receiver. She definitely. Yeah, there you go.
It's been a while since football's been on. I forget.
Yeah, D-Jax. He's back. He's upset because he only got a 93 speed rating in Madden. He thinks he's faster. It's like, okay, you're already 93. That's fast as fuck.
He's old. He's gonna be slow. How old is he?
He's like 32. He's not that old.
Yeah, at the end of his prime.
An Eagles player?
Ertz is an Eagles player. That's 4.
Oh,
yeah.
Kelsey. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, Kelsey. Yeah.
Not Casey. I was close.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Travis Kelce. Yeah.
Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
Travis
Jason
Kelce.
Yeah.
Uh.
Okay. Let's do some quick hit NFL topics here. Or no, not NFL. Well, the first two are NFL related, I guess. But
so Joseph's going to weigh in as best she can here. We'll explain some of these a little bit.
Yeah, we'll give it a quick. I'm gonna give us a quick. You want to do like a minute take on it, so we just like can do like rapid fire.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll start. I'll let Phil. I'll let you go first, and then Joe, you can go. Just so you know what the topic is. Okay. Here we go. So, let's see. Let me set this up here. I'm gonna have some ridiculous like sound ready.
We're really rough on this podcast.
Okay. So it's big news here is the helmet rule. The new Tom Brady doesn't like his new helmet. Huge news. He's used the same helmet for the past 4 Super Bowls. Antonio Brown threatens to retire because he can't wear his helmet. Thoughts, Phil? Go.
I really hope Antonio Brown retires because that would be hilarious if he retires because he can't wear his helmet. And Brady's handling it the right way, you know? I mean, I know he lost a Super Bowl in that helmet to the Eagles, but, you know, he's still like, he still wants to wear it. And no, he's handling it the right way. He's like, you know what? I can't see shit in it, but I'm going to find the right helmet. So Brady's handling it right, and I hope Antonio Brown retires because that would be hilarious. I really hope he retires because he can't wear his helmet.
There's no way he's going to retire. Did you watch Hard Knocks yet?
No. So I don't want to get too into this, but everyone was saying that they don't cover that in Hard Knocks, and like Hard Knocks sucks. So like they have to cover this now, but they're not sure the Raiders are going to let them cover it. So like I think this is one of the most anticipated Hard Knocks episodes this Tuesday because everyone's like, this could be an amazing episode, or they're just going to ignore this massive situation. But
is the helmet for like concussions? Is that the backstory?
They changed the helmets because some of the helmets they deemed unsafe. But this Jesus Christ, what the hell is
All right.
Well, okay, that's the end of that topic.
All right.
Helmets are really unsafe. We're getting the alarms there. All right.
I think that was too long. A minute's too long. I'm gonna do 45 seconds. So,
Is it me on helmet?
All right. 45 seconds.
Yeah, Joanna, go.
I mean, I don't know the backstory, but I think if you're gonna blame a helmet that you're not playing well, that's a bad excuse.
Oh, we're still on helmets here? Yeah.
Getting her take on.
I mean, I don't know if it's for concussion. I mean, I saw the movie Concussion. I feel like it's a legit reason to fix it. But if Brady's gonna blame a helmet, hey!
Oh, we've got another guest now. We've
got
our second guest.
Okay.
I'm being shown up.
Yeah. Well, Joe, thanks for coming.
My conclusion is the helmet. If you blame the helmet because you're not playing well, it's just a bad excuse for Brady. But I don't know the backstory.
No. Okay, sorry. Yeah, take it.
Or is it like a luck thing? It's like a superstition thing.
Just like a helmet you've worn, like.
God.
God, it's like playing that game where everything pops out. I don't know what the game is.
Like the surgery game.
Yeah. Where like it's timed and everything.
Don't wake Daddy.
Don't wake Daddy.
No, it's Operation.
Operation.
Okay, no, all right. Yeah, let's go to another topic then. So we'll just go. Hall of Fame. You gotta get riled up about the Hall of Fame. Who should not be in the Hall of Fame? 30 seconds. Ready? Phil, go.
Of this class of people right now that got in 2019, I just think it's hilarious. I don't have a problem with Champ Bailey. No problem with Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, Ed Reed. But then there's guys like, who the fuck is Gil Brandt? So
disrespectful. You don't know who Gil Brandt is?
Who's Pat Bolin? Who's Johnny Robinson? So like, I guess Kevin Y deserves to be in there.
Johnny
Robinson. Yeah, I don't know. I know the guys that I grew up with and watched play. The other guys, like, I don't know. I guess they're in because they're in.
What a take. All right.
Yeah, no take on that.
BS me on this one. 30 seconds. I cut the alarm down so it wasn't so loud.
Yeah, thank God. My ears have moved for like another
I'm deferring to you on my turn because I don't know a single player.
Well, Ty Law probably should be the first list because he's like the best cornerback of all time. He's won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots.
No big deal.
We made it. So usually we get to about like half an hour in before Murph mentions how many Patriots have won. We made it to 37 minutes this time around.
All right.
we're done.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Okay, what else? How about the Phillies? Phillies.
Quick review of the Phillies.
Yeah.
Their entire bullpen is hurt. They're 2.5, three games out of the wild card. They can't hit. Everyone thinks Harper's overrated, overpaid. Again, they faded down the stretch. They were a playoff team through July. Come August, no longer a playoff team. And the Mets have come out of nowhere to be like this insane team.
Okay. All right. Next topic, Joe. Miley Cyrus and Helmsworth broke up. Can you take?
Sad. I'm sad about it, but not surprised.
Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that he saw that Black Mirror episode she was in?
Yes.
He was like, I'm done with this.
I'm not upset he's single, but sad. I believed in them. That's my take.
I feel like there's not many.
I think girls wanted them to work. That would be my take.
Are Dax and Kristen Bell like the couple now? Are they like the longest tenured couple?
How did you pick them out of every couple?
Who else has been together for like a long time? Brad and Angelina, are they together still? I don't know.
No, that's been a long time over.
Clearly up on this.
No, I forgot.
But, yeah.
They did break up, Angelina and Brad. That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh, really?
I forgot about that.
Well, one thing you guys don't know, now we're even. So
yeah,
great.
I don't know. Brangelina's no more. We're about a decade later.
No.
Well, I think that it like made her like seem normal, that she could like settle down and get married. She wasn't fucking crazy. But it's like, you just reaffirmed that, she is fucking crazy.
I like her. I mean, she admits to being into girls and guys, so.
What about Juliana Hough? She just said that? She like told her husband, she was like, I'm not straight, but I'm into you. He was like, I don't know what to do with that. Like,
I think he took it well.
He took it well, but it's such a weird thing. I think he was like a little thrown for a loop. I mean, how do you hear that and just like move on with your day? Like,
he's probably like, sweet. That's probably what he's thinking.
Yeah. My wife is, so she's not straight, but she like wants to marry him. Does that mean she's bi?
Yeah, that means she's.
Miley and went on vacation with Brody Jenner's ex-wife.
Miley's bi?
They were seen making out. Yeah.
Really?
So Brody Jenner broke up with his wife, and they were seen together. So that's the new news there.
We should bring you on like once a week to do like entertainment report to educate us.
There you go.
We're like really up on education, thinking
on
entertainment, considering we thought Brad Pitt and Angelina were still together.
Yeah, you're a few years behind.
If you tell your husband that you're bi or you're into other people, then that's a guarantee that they're going to cheat on you. Like Julia Huff, right? That's what she said.
She was like, yeah. Who cheats on who, though? Is it like he's going to cheat on her now?
She's going to cheat on him.
Oh, I think she has already cheated on him. That's what she's saying that.
Why? Why does that mean you're going to cheat?
No, it means she has. So when it comes to light, she can be like, but I told you that I'm not straight. So like I need to get my fix with women too.
Yeah.
And he can't be upset because what are you going to do? She said like,
why should she be cheating at all if they're married? She shouldn't be.
No, I agree. But if you come out and make that news, like, oh, actually, I mean, the girls, that means like she wants to get her girls on. Get her girls set up.
Yeah, she does. You tell him that after this great trip they went on to Africa because like he's in a good mood, and then you're like, hey, I also like women.
Is that true?
Yeah, they were in Africa.
He just made it dramatic.
No, she buttered him up. They went on this great trip, and then they come back. Actually, she may have told him beforehand, but I think it's just weird. It's weird timing. Like, has it been eating away at her for like weeks and weeks or months or years?
Maybe she just wants to be like honest about it. But why does that mean she's gonna cheat? I disagree.
Because you're like opening a door. Because now she can say like, I need to like be with a woman because I'm not straight. And
but
what's
that's
still
cheating if it's another person.
Right, but at least like she has like she can justify it somehow.
No, I think she was just like this. I think she's saying it to make it okay for other people to say it. But I don't think she's saying it to cheat. Marcus, look at his face.
I don't know. I feel like you would talk to your husband about that and be like, I want to make this stand. Let's do this together. And it came out weird. It didn't come out like Juliana Hough and Brooks Like are all for like open marriages. It was just like she told him randomly and he had to deal with it. Like it didn't seem like he was involved in it coming out, which makes me think like it's a weird timing.
I mean, yeah, I guess things can like obviously change, but if he didn't know that before they got married, that means that she's either going to A, cheat, or B, be like, we got to have an open relationship now.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
things are like changing. It's not like she's just going to say that and then nothing's going to change. Something's going to change.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I don't know if that means cheating, though. I think I disagree there.
I think he said it best.
How
Open relationship.
Open
relationship.
Yeah, that's not cheating, but yeah, maybe they have an open relationship. But I'm just saying, it's not going to be straight, just them two now.
No.
She's going to be.
I agree.
He's going to be like, how about some of that MFF there, threesome there? She'll be like, oh, okay.
Jesus Christ. Yes.
No
guarantee that comes up in conversation.
I mean, he's a pro hockey player. I feel like it's come up in conversations well before this.
I didn't know that.
I think she said it to make it okay to other people say it. Yeah. Even I knew. Oh, I knew that one.
Yeah.
She's so righteous, like that she's thinking about other people, like when she does that.
Okay, hot take time. Everyone's I'm gonna be in the minority.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes, not all the time, I feel like sometimes when these celebrities or athletes are like, oh, I'm doing it to raise awareness. Sometimes that wasn't their first priority. They're kind of just falling back on that, you know? Like, I feel like her saying this here is because she kind of wants to justify it a little bit. So she's like, it wasn't my intent, but now she's going to say like, oh yeah, I want to make a stand so that like other people feel more comfortable. But was that really her goal going into like, she didn't need to do that. There's plenty of people out there that, you know, to look up to, that she didn't need to be the one. I feel like she's just doing that to make it seem more justifiable.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I think she's saying it, not necessarily saying she's going to cheat. Now she makes like a platform for it.
Yeah, I just think it's like Bruce Jenner. Did he become Caitlyn Jenner to make like a stand, or is he like, I want to be a woman, I'm just gonna fucking do it? And now it's like, all right, a byproduct of that is like now I'll be an inspiration for people, which is great. But like, I don't think he did that to become like an inspiration. I think he's just like, this is what I want to fucking do. So I think that's what she did. She was like, I just want to come out to you, and then he was like, okay, and I guess that's a thing now. And now we're going from here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair.
All right, your take on Trump. No, I'm just kidding. Let's not talk about that. All right, you want to do our Mount Rushmore? Well, no, we're not going to call it Mount Rushmore. This is the George Washington quarter. This is the Abe Lincoln. The Abe Lincoln. The 1 penny.
God.
The Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, how about we just go around and say it, and we'll finish when we finish. Like, we don't think we have to limit it to one, because I feel like I might have like 2 here.
What does this mean? What are we doing?
Okay, well, we'll figure it out as we go. Let's
Phil, you start it then, and
okay. So the topic was things that you believed as a kid, growing up, that you now realize are either not true, were overblown, or kind of stupid. So I don't know if this is the best one to lead off. Joe and I were talking about this today, so I'm going to go with the same one. Actually, I'm going to switch it because I think I should start with one that's more universal. Don't go swimming half an hour after you eat. I always thought that if you went in the pool like half an hour after you eat, you'd like drown. And now I realize that's probably like not the case. Like you could easily like eat a couple slices of pizza and just jump in the pool, and you're not going to like sink to the bottom and like cramp up. Like you'll be totally fine.
Well, wouldn't you say it's supposed to like just prevent cramp? Like you don't want to get cramps. Like that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I guess
There's
the idea was
some
that like
validity there, but
yeah, but like I think the idea was that you get cramps if you were like working out, like swimming really hard, not just like jumping into the pool and like sitting on a raft and being like lazy. So like I think there is some credence to it, but like I'm pretty sure I've broken that rule and I haven't drowned. Knock on wood, because like, you know. But
it's also like when you're a kid, you're eating like shit, and you're eating a shit ton of food, and you're just running around going crazy. So it's not like now. Like now you have like food, you're just gonna go in the pool and hang out. You're not gonna be like woo woo, like jumping and like doing flips and everything. You know.
Speak for yourself.
Let's go to the deep end.
Yeah, woo! I can do a flip. Throw me the fucking football.
Yeah.
That's also not to interrupt. That's also why they said don't run around the pool because, like, if you and I or any of us were running around the pool now as adults, it'd be fine. But as a kid, you ran around it like a jackass.
You get hurt.
Slip and like smash your face.
No, that's legit. I yell at my daughter all the time. She runs all the time.
Yeah, and like you could chase after her and you'd be fine because you can control yourself. But like her, she doesn't know. Like a kid doesn't know to like look out for stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I think the pool ones are all safety. I was telling Phil today, the one I believed is if our parents told us we went off the steps, we were going to drown when they went in the house. They weren't watching us. Yeah. And I like believed it. Like we used to play a game where it was like 1 foot off the steps, my mom was inside, and I like actually thought that I could drown if she wasn't out there.
I just took 1 foot off. It was like,
yeah, we would like play a game like who would go further from the steps. My mom was inside because she'd be like, "Don't go up the steps when I'm not watching." Like I believed it for a while, and I think I had like a life preserver on at the same time, but I believed it.
Oh yeah, they used to give us a floaty.
Yeah, I had like a floaty.
Yeah, the things you wore in your arms.
Yeah.
All right,
2019
hot take. Your parents were liars. They shouldn't have lied to you as children.
They did, but I think it probably made sense.
Disrespectful. Disrespectful.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Safety.
Yeah, I'm completely joking. Yeah, being sarcastic here. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one, I think. I'll go. This is like, it's kind of funny. Like, it's obviously something that you don't believe eventually, but I got hooked in like really hard to believe it again, that it was true. That when I figured out that Santa wasn't real.
Okay.
But then, I was super doubting. I forget how old I was. It's probably 16 or 17, something like that. And then
you were 16 when you realized Santa wasn't real.
I'm so sorry.
So you were almost out of high school?
He was in college. He's like, it was 18.
Yeah. I had a break in the news to him with the lake.
Phil broke it to him.
Yeah. It's not Santa Claus. It's chimney. I was trying to keep it.
No, I don't know. I don't remember how old I was, but 16. It was when I was
21.
doubting. It was when I was doubting, and I have a younger sister too. But then one Christmas, we went and there was like a glove in the fireplace, and it was like, "Oh shit, he forgot his glove!" We were like, "He's real!" And I was like hooked back in.
This was last year.
Yeah, at 33, he was like a glove in the fireplace. It's the same for the Tooth Fairy too. Like, you do that too, the Tooth Fairy, where you like believe that was real. First of all, I don't know what magic our parents are pulling, sneaking into our room, putting stuff under the pillow. If they did that to me today, I would wake up in a second.
Yeah.
I don't think I believed it, but our parents did it.
Yeah, but how did they get into our room and like put it under there? I never
don't know. We were asleep when they did it, yeah.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you're passed out. You're not thinking about stuff. You're like, our minds now are like always just going crazy, and you like sleep lightly for the most part. But when you're a kid, you just like pass the hell out.
For Santa Claus, did your parents like did you put out like milk and cookies, and then like your parents would like
last year?
And oh fuck, he's here!
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah. Okay, that would
be like half a bite of the cookie. Like cookie. And like carrots.
There would be a disclaimer on this podcast.
That's great. Like, I can't wait to be a parent and getting to do all this like stuff where, like, I get to like trick my kid, but also get to eat. Like, I get to like shove money under your pillow and like it's just like they probably like love that. Like, your dad probably went downstairs like, I'm just gonna eat some of these cookies, and like Miracle thinks that like Santa Claus is here. Yeah.
AKA, you're like, oh fuck, I gotta get up and put the presents out at like 2 a.m. and the kid's asleep. It's like horrible.
Wait, but wouldn't you go to bed like super early? Why? Yeah, you were like a kid.
Well, it depends on how old your kid is. When they go to sleep.
Right, but like, doesn't it get to the age where, like, you obviously know your parents are putting it out?
Oh, well, at that point, I mean, there's no like.
Merck found out last year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but like when you're like 9, 10, 11.
You gotta wait till they go to bed. You gotta wait till they go to bed and make sure it's like quiet, and then you gotta get up. And you're like, I just want to go to sleep. And you gotta like put all the presents out and stuff.
Then your kid catches you. You have to make an excuse like, You didn't see him. He was here a second ago.
I was getting some water.
Yeah. You're holding a present in your hand.
All right, Jody, you got one?
I don't know if I can top that. Anytime we had a lot of fish growing up, so my mom used to say she was cleaning them when they died.
Yeah,
they just never came back. Yeah.
Oh,
that was a recent one where she's like, "I'm cleaning the fish," and they just never made it back in the tank.
Yeah, or
I believed that for a while.
Yeah, they'd be cleaned as they went down the toilet.
Yeah, she's like, "I tried to clean them and they just fell in the toilet."
So would you watch them like flush down and then be like, "All right, when's he coming back?"
No, I don't think we saw that part. They wouldn't be there, and we would think
I caught Dad once, but I don't think I was too little. I didn't really like. He was like, "Yeah, it's just I forget what he said, but like, yeah, you didn't realize it. You believe whatever they said. You're like, okay,
yeah. We liked it. We got to like pick out our own fish.
Yeah. Pick our own fish, not take care of them. They die after like 2 days.
Yeah.
Just be a horrible pet owner, just like kill fish for like no reason. Horrible animals in your house.
I feel like parents did that with all animals though, growing up, like dogs, cats. Like when the dog got sick, and you had to like. The parents wouldn't like tell the kid like what was happening. They'd be like, "Oh, he's going to like a pasture upstate," and you're like, "Okay, cool."
My friend's parents told her that. They told her the dog was going to a farm, and she still believes, kind of. I think.
Yeah. Can I go visit? Yeah. Okay.
No.
Well, Tupac and Biggie are down in Cuba together.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
And Elvis is out chilling in like Arizona or something, right?
Yeah. He's in Phoenix. All right, Phil, you got a second one?
Yeah, mine is. I told Joe this one. This is a weird one. Do you remember when like killer bees were a thing? I definitely thought that would be a huge issue, like growing up. People were like, "Oh, the killer bees are coming up from like Mexico and Arizona," and it was like in like 20 years, the killer bees would just be like all over Africanized bees. Like, you remember when that was like a thing? And then nothing.
Yes.
Like people did get killed by them, but they were like idiots. They were like, "Oh, what's over here?" Like at the side of my house. But like, the killer bees never migrated. They never like came north. But I remember like growing up, it was like a big thing. Like the killer bees are coming. I don't think they ever came. It's like a super random one, but I was terrified.
No,
I'm like walk down the street, a swarm of bees is gonna kill me. What?
I told Phil because of my girl when the kid dies of the bees. That's what scared me. Yeah, who got glasses?
That kid was an idiot though. He went back.
That's what scared me.
Those were bees though.
Well, it's funny now. Like when you're a kid, you like believe like that 100%. But now, if like a news story like that came out, you'd be like, okay, I gotta like research this and like figure out like what the hell is actually this story. Like what's going on? What's going on here?
And the thing too is like you realize as an adult how much the media blows it out of proportion. So as kids, the media probably blew this all out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like they're probably like, the killer bees are coming, watch out! And they'd be like, okay, they're definitely not. There's like a couple in like Arizona, and they're like dangerous, but they're not going to come near you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good one. There's so many.
I know. I've got a.
What do you tell your daughter now? Do you have any of those? Are you guilty of it?
She's too young, really, to be asking like certain questions or have to make stuff up. But we have neighbors that are much older, like around like 10 or like younger than that, and yeah, we definitely have to be like, oh, yeah, don't worry about that, or like whatever. Something happens, ask a question, you're just like, yep, okay, like yep, never mind. Definitely have to watch how much you cuss though. That's definitely that's definitely like legit thing.
Yeah.
The worst thing now. This is like old man like venting, parenting, yelling at clouds is has to spell everything out. Like if I say certain words, like TV, she'd be like, TV? We're going to watch TV? And I'm like, no. You have to like just spell like.
We do that with our dog.
I'm going to go to the POOL later. Because if you say pool, she'd be like, oh yeah, let's go to the pool. And you're like, no, definitely don't want to do that.
That's great. Yeah, I think our parents did that too. Of course they did that.
Well, they do it with our dog.
Yeah, I think that's
similar, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I feel like that's like. Do you think do you remember like the ones where like you gave your kid a password, so if somebody pulled up next to them and was like, "Oh, like, your dad wants you to come home," you'd be like, "Okay, what's the password?" Did you do that?
No, like for pedophiles.
Yeah, so like if like somebody like pulled up next to you, you would like give them the password, and if they didn't know the password, then you knew like so say like your mom had like an emergency and she couldn't not like something happened to her, but she like couldn't pick you up at school. So she sent like a neighbor and you didn't know the neighbor would know the password. So you'd be like, "I'm picking you up." You'd be like, "What's the password?" And you'd be like, "Fruity Pebbles." You'd be like, "All right, I'm getting in the car." But like if you didn't, then you'd be like, "Fucking run."
But you have like Jeffrey Epstein lives in like in your neighborhood when you were growing up.
Yeah, good riddance. Good riddance. I don't know anybody who ever had to use the password, but I remember like one time.
Did we have a password? Apparently, I didn't know it.
Yeah, I think we did have one, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's only I did have a password.
They weren't too worried about me because I didn't have it.
No, the spelling one, I think our parents did too. Like because you start picking up on certain words, so like I feel like I remember them doing that.
Yeah, they've had. Phil and I were talking more about weird things we did that like we didn't realize was weird until you tell other people. Like we sit in the same seat in the car, or like at dinner we have like a seat, and if someone sits there, I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like,
that is really weird. That is really weird.
That I didn't realize was weird, and it actually makes no sense. But
like if the four of us are in a car as a family, and like, you'll never think to sit in any other seat, but like for me, it'd be like the left seat behind the driver.
Yeah. Which makes no sense because he has no leg.
And I have no leg room. My dad's always sitting there. Like, if we figured this out, it should have been switched because I should sit behind my mom. But like, there's just never been changed. It's so weird. But like, I don't know if other people have stuff like that. Where like they do shit like that. It's the weirdest fucking thing. They're like, all right, just sit anywhere. We're like, oh, get out of my seat.
Just us moving.
I mean, most people do have like seats like at the dinner, like. You know, we have a round table.
Dinner seat.
So, like, yeah, you sit like the normal seat, but like
round table, like you all like pull up in your like armor.
But like, if someone comes over and like sits, like if someone comes over, be like, sit wherever you want. I'm not like, don't sit there. That's my seat.
No, yeah, that's pretty normal. Yeah.
Like you guys run in the car. You're like, hey, get the back seat.
No, we don't even run because it's like that's your territory.
It's like, that's my side.
That's your corner.
Yeah.
Like you don't mess with somebody's corner. Like that's like you don't go into their territory. You know that's my seat. You don't sit in it.
Yeah, you guys have pretty intense like OCD or something like that.
Says a lot about us.
You have like a special like cushion like on the seat, like it's like you're like to your preference. Like if like beads like on like the back of like the taxi drivers. You know?
Beads in a taxi driver. You have a disco ball. We have an air freshener that smells like ass. Like where those air fresheners
are.
Yeah, and then again, at some point, how shitty disgusting New York City is has podcast too.
Oh God, yeah.
I've heard those.
Trying to think of some other things that like you were told as a kid.
I pulled up there's kind of stupid ones on this website. Like I saw this website that had stupid stuff. Let's see. Some of them are kind of stupid. Some of them are kind of funny. This one, let's see. Shit, hold on. When you turn the lights off in your room, you had to sprint out to avoid monsters.
Yeah, going up the stairs from the basement. If you turn off like the basement lights, you like booked it.
Yeah, I definitely would run fast.
Me too. I would run too. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, gotta go do a tangent here. My the neighborhood bully update. So I did a stakeout to try to catch him going out there writing in chalk, pink chalk, and I stayed up till like 1 a.m. in my house, all the lights off, waiting for him to come outside. I was legit had my flashlight, had my phone ready to like record, because it's like fucking ridiculous. Like, dude, what are you doing? And he didn't come out. He didn't come out at all.
He probably saw you. He probably had binoculars. He was looking right at you with your binoculars. He was like, oh, there he is. He can't come out. I'm being watched.
But speaking of like being afraid of the dark, like now, like I turn the lights off and I can walk around my house like in the dark because I like know where everything is. Like you're not like afraid of anything, but sitting in the dark for a long period of time, you start to get freaked out because it's so fucking dark.
Wait, were you outside?
Like, shit. What?
Were you outside?
No, I was inside.
Okay.
But I had all the lights off. It's pitch black. I was sitting in pitch black for like an hour and a half.
What if he was sitting on a chair behind you the entire time?
Oh my God, stop.
In my
You're
house?
like,
Scared.
yeah, you're like, oh, I don't
shit
see
like
anybody.
that
And then you
today.
like get up and he's like, yeah, what are you looking at?
Just do this. You guys do this. Sit in your
No.
apartment and just turn the lights off and just sit there for 2 hours. Don't have a phone, TV, because I didn't want to have any lights. I didn't look at my phone or anything.
And Courtney or your wife was asleep.
Yeah.
Here.
I'd be free. Well, I'm in a studio. I can like see the whole apartment. I feel like
I know,
it
but
doesn't work
still.
in New York because there's like lights from the street, so it's never that dark.
You know what would have happened though? As you sat there, you're getting more and more freaked out, and then you see him come out. I wonder if you would have been like too freaked out to approach him, because now you're like, oh fuck, I'm like, this is like scary as shit.
I thought about that too, and I also thought about like, is he like an alcoholic, and he's gonna like, he has like a gun on his back, and he's gonna like, he's waiting for like something to like put him over the edge.
Well, then your neighbor,
about, like the most extreme situations. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna possibly die tonight.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Did you just sit there for an hour and a half doing nothing, like just waiting?
Yeah, no, it was legit. I was legit.
I would have done the same
like
thing, because if he was doing that, I would want to catch them too. I would have done the same thing.
Wait until Phil comes to visit.
I would want to catch that guy. Like it's so annoying. Like you want to catch him in the act. I don't know what you would do when you did catch him.
Like, I would just have the flashlight and just have it recorded and be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I know this is you. Like, this is ridiculous. And just kind of just talk it out with him. Wouldn't like do anything like physically, just be like, why are you doing this?
But didn't you say he knew the neighbor's schedule, and when they all left, he went out and hosed it down or something? Is that what you were saying?
So he ended up hosing that night. I stayed up. He didn't come out, but he hosed it down like early in the morning. But like he waited till like one neighbor left for work, and like he came out and like sprayed it within like 10 minutes, and like ran back inside, and then like another neighbor left. So he like picked that like perfect window to like go out there and do it, like 5:30 in the morning.
But like this guy has no life. Like this guy just like lives to be like a pain in the ass. Unless he just maybe naturally gets up at 5:30, but why would that be the first thing you would do?
He must be sitting in his house just getting pissed.
Sitting in his house in the dark.
Yeah, you were just staring at each other like across the driveway in the dark. Have you ever seen anybody over there besides him?
No.
Yeah, so he probably is like an old man all alone.
He is. Yeah, I was reading something that it was like old people that stay in this one place for a long time. It's just like they get upset about things happening in the neighborhood. Like even if a neighbor is like doing something to their yard, they get like upset about it. And it's like, dude, this is my yard. It's like they're just used to, things the way they were, or I don't know, just being a dick. I don't know.
Yeah, people
How
are just.
How old's the guy? He's older.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably in his 70s, something like that. I don't know.
Well, I don't want to get like. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just gonna ask you guys. Go ahead.
No, go ask, because I was going to ask something like a related topic, but we'd get off of this.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys have shitty neighbors that you have to deal with?
Well, I was going to bring up the Watcher, which I was sending you today. The guy who's been like terrorizing this family in New Jersey, sending them letters. Oh, did I not send you this?
No.
So this family
told me about this.
This family moved into this house. It's been like they got $1 million deal through Netflix to make a movie about this.
What?
They moved into this house and they started getting letters from this guy who called himself the Watcher, and he was like, "Oh, I see you put fresh blood in the house, and I see the kids walking around," and like he like sent like really creepy ass letters, being like, "Oh, the next chosen ones have moved in, and like I'm keeping my eye on you," and like he would know things that they did, and then it like turned out that the previous neighbors had like dealt with this guy, but They just had ignored it. Like they had, and when they sold the house, they hadn't disclosed that this was happening. So like when this new family moved in, this guy started like picking on them really hard, and then the letters are like super super creepy. Like I think I have one here like that I can read. But like anyway, they sold the house recently for $400,000 less than they bought it for. They just sold it for a loss because they were like, I'm gone. Like. But they dealt with it for so long. It was this huge story. Now Netflix has bought the rights to it. It was a huge bidding war for who could get the right. So some people think they did this on purpose to like the family maybe sending the letters just to like get publicity.
Theory?
Yeah.
It's the dad maybe.
So like here I have one of the letters said, "I'm pleased to know your names and the name of the young blood you have brought to me. I've been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming." Yeah. Or
I
like
moved like day one.
All the windows and doors allow me to watch you and track you as you move through the house. Who am I? I'm the Watcher, and have been in control of the Boulevard for the better part of 2 decades now. Like, he would send in these creepy ass letters, and so now like people think that maybe the dad sent the letters, because all of a sudden they get this $1 million deal and they just sell the house, and they're like, all right, we'll take a loss, but they got $1 million from Netflix. Because I don't think it was the family though. I really don't. Like, I think the dad like kind of made it worse because like the neighbors were getting pissed, and so then the dad wrote letters in the voice of this guy and sent them to the neighbors, and the neighbors were like, oh shit, now we're getting the letters. And then the FBI got involved, and the dad was like, no, that was me. Like, I was sending those to you guys. But the FBI,
he admitted that he did send letters.
He sent letters to the neighbor because he was trying to sell the house super cheap, and he was trying to sell it to a developer who was going to tear the whole thing down. And all the neighbors were flipping out, being like, shady. Fuck that. So then he started writing letters to the neighbors and was like, oh shit, now the Watcher's sending you letters. And then when the neighbors got upset, he admitted that he had written those letters, but he didn't write the letters to the family. He was just trying to scare the neighbors. So like, people were like, well, if he wrote the letters to the neighbors, he probably wrote the original letters. But I don't know. It's a really weird story.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know how they stayed in the house.
That's what I was going to say. That's the part I don't buy. If that was happening, why would you stay in the house?
Not if I had 2 kids, too. I would move right out.
Like, were they there for like a year? Like, how long were they in the house?
No, they were there for years. I remember reading about this like in 2016, 2017.
Yeah, that's the part I don't buy.
What? Yeah, and even if they're doing it on their own, like, what are they trying to gain? Like, there's no way they're like, hey, we're going to get a Netflix show from this, you know? Like,
well, I guess the idea was like, look, we already bought the house, so we want to move. It's not like they moved for the prank. But maybe after they moved, they wanted to make some money. So they're like, let's come up with this elaborate prank where we like, because look how much publicity it got. So clearly, like, people care about it, and they got this. So maybe they were trying. I don't think so. I think that's a silly theory. I think it was probably just some disgruntled neighbor, or like somebody to them.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone just trying to fuck with them.
But it's weird that it's been going on for like 20 years, because the previous homeowners, I think, said they remember getting letters like years ago, but they just ignored them. They didn't make a big deal about it, so I guess the letters stopped, where this family like made a big deal about it and like published the letters, and they just kept coming because the guy was like, oh shit, I'm getting publicity by sending these letters. So whoever it is just kept sending them.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's been going on for a while, like before this family even moved in.
The Watcher. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Haven't heard of that.
I don't think we had any crazy. Oh, we did have some crazy neighbors. I don't know if we can get into that, but like, yeah, we had some nutbag neighbors.
Yeah, I'd save that one.
Yeah.
More can take that one.
Yeah. All right. What do you think? You guys got anything else you want to bring up?
No, unless you guys have anything else from your childhood.
Honorable mentions of the. Oh yeah, let's see. We started talking about the dark stuff. I lost it. They're all like cheesy ones. They're not that good.
Yeah, I'm curious what else is on there, because I'm sure I'm gonna like.
The dark one is true though.
Dark one I used to do, yeah.
I blame that partly on Phil, probably because he scared me.
Yeah, I definitely.
I'm still scared.
I definitely do remember doing that. I believe if I ate a watermelon seed, a watermelon would grow in my stomach.
Yep.
Oh, I believe that.
Seeds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a good
I believe that people in the past lived in a black and white world because old pictures are only black and white.
No, I don't think I ever believed that one.
I was always confused about black and white. I was like, I didn't understand. I was like, what the fuck was it in color? Like, I didn't understand.
Yeah, as a kid.
Technology.
Yeah, as a kid, you don't get it.
I believe that if I played with my belly button, it would pop open. I thought that is where we were sewn together. Yeah, no, definitely didn't think about that.
No, definitely not.
No.
I believe all the teachers lived at school. I thought they slept in the classrooms and never went to the bathroom ever.
No, I don't think I thought that.
I did think my teachers were like so old, and now my friends are teachers, and I'm like, oh, they're not. But
that for sure. Like some of them,
like you used to think your teachers were like ancient, and now I'm like, they're our age.
They probably weren't even 30. Some of them are probably like 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're all kind of stupid. I believe that lightning came from the flash of a huge camera in the sky.
No, but did you ever do that? God, it's just God bowling.
Bowling,
bowling, yeah.
God bowling, yeah.
I probably believe them. I used to be scared as a kid of thunder, I think.
Yeah. We have legit thunderstorms in the Northeast too, even like south. But
do you remember that one with all the trees fell in the backyard?
Oh yeah.
No, I was scared.
Yeah. No, you might have been really little. I
That was
remember
like every storm.
No, we had a
You
toddler
remember when the
shower,
storm came and it rained?
yeah, there's lightning. We sound like we're like 107. The Great Storm of '96.
Hurricane Bob.
All these trees fell in our backyard.
No, I remember because the power used to go out a lot. I think that's what scared me as a kid.
Yeah.
Hurricane Bob was like an 80, like 90 or something. I think it was 90.
Hurricane Bob.
That was the biggest ones in Massachusetts. You guys probably got it too.
I don't remember that. Hurricane Bob?
Yeah, it was one of the biggest ones in the Northeast. Because usually they kind of like die down before they like get up there.
You remember like when it hit?
Yeah, I remember like the trees like falling down. It was like one of the most severe. Like the Cape was all flooded and everything like that.
Yeah, costliest hurricanes in New England history.
I don't remember. I was probably too young.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the same storm that we remember, but like it was just August 1991. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all kind of stupid. None of them are that good.
You know what one we were always told growing up, which actually turned out to be true, is like whenever there was a storm, your parents, if it came at night on like a school night, your parents would be like, don't take a shower like during a thunderstorm. And I was like, who gives a shit? But like now apparently like that's like a bad thing. Like you could like die doing that.
What? I've never heard that.
You never heard like your
Mom
parents never
told
said
that.
don't shower during a thunderstorm because like if lightning hits the house, you're like fucked. That's how she would say it too. She'd be like don't. But then like I remember like a couple years ago I was like reading about that and they're like, oh yeah, that's actually like a legitimate thing. Like
that I knew. I wonder if that's just from our fit, but that I did hear.
Yeah, it's like extreme like.
We also had
chance.
bath mats in our shower like we were 100.
Yeah. The what?
We had bath mats in the shower like we were 100 and gonna fall. So our parents were protective.
Yeah.
Or your parents are just trying to save money on like water bill. They're like, just don't shower today.
Yeah. We'd only shower once every 2 weeks growing up.
Jump in the pool.
You see that thing that there's like people don't shower like at all anymore? Like they think it's like a thing to like be clean. Like they haven't taken a shower in like years.
Ugh, what? No. I've heard like don't shower every day. People are like, there's no point. Like you don't have to shower daily. You can do it like every other day.
No.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know if I agree with that either, but especially living in New York City. But I've never heard of. How have you not showered in years? You're probably like disgusting.
Ugh. Yeah, I remember they were like, oh well, you eventually get over like the kind of smells and like it becomes like your own like scent.
How do you go into like life and like have a job and people are like, welcome?
I have a feeling these people don't have a life or a job.
Oh, that's true.
I don't remember what it was like. It was like not showering with soap or shampoo, maybe. I don't know. It was like weird.
I've heard like you don't wash your hair every day, but shower every day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. On that note, that's pretty gross.
That's disgusting.
All right. Why don't we wrap it up then? I guess. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right. Week 12. All right, here we go. Podcast. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Podbean, Spotify, and follow us. And Joe, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Coming on first. It
wasn't too bad. And
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. Peace out.
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.